Assalamu alaikum students. My name is Tasneem Shaikh and the topic for today is Working of the Constitution for Standard 10th. The textbook of political science till now have helped us to take an overview of local government, the values and the philosophies of the Indian Constitution, as also the governing structure created by the Constitution and India's place in international relations. Also, it has made extremely important provision to ensure that the citizens get justice and the freedom is protected. The Indian Constitution is seen as the means through which a progressive developed society based on social justice and equality will be established. The Indian Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. The objectives of the Indian Constitution is to establish socialist, secular, democratic and a republic state. Important provisions are made in the Constitution so that people can easily secure justice and their freedom is safeguarded. The Constitution is a key element in forming a progressive society based on social justice and equality. Democracy. Democracy becomes an integral part of social life only if it is actually practiced. People have direct representation in the parliament, state legislature and local government. Free and fair elections are conducted at regular intervals in India. It is an important indicator of India's successful democracy. Citizens cast their vote weighing the public issues and policies related to it. The increasing participation of people in the political area shows success of Indian democracy. Right to vote. The democratic system in India is based on the principle of adult suffrage. The voting right is given equally to men and women both. Earlier, the age to vote was 21 years. Later, it was reduced to 18 years. As the age limit was lowered from 21 to 18, it provided the youth of the country an opportunity to become a part of political process. It increased the scope of democracy by including the youth of the country, thus making it the largest democracy in the world. The changes which came in with the largest number of voters is quantitative as well as qualitative. The political parties emerged with active support of new young voters representing different expectations of the people and also leading to competitions in the political sphere. Decentralization of democracy. Indian Constitution divided the power between the center, state and local self-governing bodies. It is called decentralization of power. The provisions for decentralization is embedded in the directive principles of state policy. It helps in curbing misuse of power and allows common people's participation. The guidelines about empowering the local self-governing bodies are given in the Constitution. 73rd and the 74th Amendment to the Constitution has given recognition to the local self-governing bodies with more powers. Right to information. It is important to empower citizens in democracy. Citizens should get more opportunities to interact with the government. In order to bring transparency in the administration and make it responsible, Indian citizens are empowered with Right to Information Act. Right to information helps in promoting harmony between the government and the people. It helped to reduce secrecy which surrounded the functioning of the government. Thus, its working has become more transparent. After the year 2000, the citizens of India have got right to information, right to education, and right to food security. Social justice and equality. A new progressive society based on values of social justice and equality was the objective set by the Constitution. The government as well as the people should strive to fulfill these objectives. To establish social justice means to remove the conditions responsible for injustice, insist on giving equal status to all. There should be no discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, language, place of birth, gender, race, property, etc. Equal opportunities should be given to all the individuals to achieve development. Efforts to reduce inequality. Policy of reservation of seats. Reservation of seats is for those sections of society who have been denied opportunities of education and employment over a long period of time. Some seats are reserved for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in educational institutions and public sector undertakings. Seats are reserved for other backward classes as well. The Scheduled Caste and Tribe Act, Prevention of Atrocities Act. Prevention of Atrocities Act was passed to establish a society in which social justice and equality prevails and one is free from all kind of prejudice. This act prevents any injustice done to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. If anyone is found committing any act of atrocity, strict punishment is given. Provisions for minorities. For the minorities, various policies are implemented in education and employment. The Constitution has prohibited any form of discrimination on the basis of caste, race, religion, language, and region. For the protection of the rights of minorities, the Constitution has adopted various measures like equality, freedom, right against exploitation, cultural as well as educational rights. Laws for women. Several policies have been adopted in the post-independence era for empowering women. Provisions were made in the Constitution to provide opportunities for progress. Many laws were passed to empower them. They are right to have equal share in the property of father and husband, Dowry Prohibition Act, Act Against Sexual Harassment, Domestic Violence Prohibition Act. Representation of women. The 73rd and the 74th Constitutional Amendment reserved 33% seats for women in local self-governing bodies. This reservation has been increased to 50% in Maharashtra and many other states. For removing injustice to women, National Commission for Women has been established. Similarly, commissions were set up at the state level also. The Domestic Violence Prohibition Act underlined the need to protect the prestige and self-esteem of women. It rejected any form of dominance. Inhuman practices were banned by law and traditional dominance was refuted, which gave momentum to the women's liberation movement. Now I am going to show you a video of some of the famous inspiring women. judiciary. The judiciary has played an important role in strengthening democracy and achieve objectives of social justice and equality in India. Judiciary is given the power to interpret the Constitution. The judiciary has specified the limitations of the Parliament while amending the Constitution. Parliament has no power to alter the basic structure of the Constitution, which proclaims India to be a sovereign, democratic, secular republic. The basic framework of the Constitution are: power has been instructed to the Parliament to make changes in the Constitution as per the changing conditions. Changes were made with several amendments as per the needs. This act made the Constitution dynamic and a living document instead of being a rigid one. Significant decisions of the judiciary: safeguarding rights of children, protecting of human rights, protection of the honor and dignity of women, individual freedom, tribal empowerment. These verdicts have helped in Indian democracy and political process to become more mature. Features of good government. Democracy requires good governance or best governing practices. Following are the features of good governance. What should be done to bring good governance in democracy? Accountable, responsible government, effective and efficient government, responsive government, transparency in working of the government, just and all-inclusive developments, people participation in the governing and decision-making process. In this chapter, we took a review of the Constitution and the working of the government on the basis of the Constitution in the context of Indian democracy. There are many challenges before India's democracy. Governments' acts and policies have not put an end to all the problems. There are several new problems confronting us. However, what is important is that the people in India have developed a democratic mindset. In the next chapter, we will study the election process in India. Thank you.